In this dwindling light, I would like to talk about what you can do and some benefits. Well, you can upgrade the meanings of words. Words have meanings that are anti-human even. These meanings harm people. And it's not necessary to stick with the current meanings of common words in English. I mean meanings like the. The actually contributes to human death. That may seem absurd. The simple way to say it is the kills people. That seems even crazier. However, I can show, or you can think about, if you like, how the causes major human problems. And I think some mosquitoes are around, but I think I'm okay. So, what other words? Well, the word in, the word that, the word is, are, am, this, did, do, have. About 67 out of the 100 most common words in the English language have crap meanings. The meanings of these words are terrible. We can upgrade the meanings. We can keep the meanings so they still work, so they still function. They function even better, and improve the meanings so that, for example, stress doesn't happen. That's what I did. And I got to increasing degrees of peace as I went along. So it's a process that's fairly involved, as you might expect. An approach to doing things that are thought of as impossible might be somewhat involved, and this is somewhat involved. But you can do it, and the great thing is you can do it cheerfully. You can have more and more and more fun. It can feel better and better and more fun, and it can feel good right away. I think it's really cool how the sand is now turning into this like vibrating set of colors. Pretty amazing. As I look at the actual sand, it's not doing that. Be cool if it did. So, how do we do things that are considered impossible? And let's just look at one example. For most people, ending the habit of stress would be impossible, or many would say it's impossible. I find that fewer people think this today, so that's good. Back in 99, 2000, when I was especially ratcheting up the peace that I felt, it seemed that basically I couldn't even begin to say, hey, you can decrease the amount of stress you feel in a very predictable and straightforward fashion. Virtually everybody I said that to got scared even. It was weird. But today, there's more acceptance of that possibility, and so that's why I've decided to do these videos now and also finally release a book, or actually a series of books, on the topic and variations. What are some examples of doing the impossible? Real quickly, let's say you were never good at a particular athletic activity. Well, you can become far better than you ever imagined in that activity once you get to, or even as you get to, much lower levels of stress. Because stress acts like cognitive noise. It's kind of like the equivalent of the noise in this image right now. Okay, if you've got enough noise in the image, you cannot see the signal. So if this got dark enough, then you couldn't see the signal. It would deteriorate into just complete noise. Right now, it's kind of this really cool pointillist effect. I'm really liking it. So how do you get to that peace? And what are some other things, what other benefits? Well, for example, when you get to a certain level of peace, historically it's been attested, but almost nobody knows about this, that your eyesight will improve greatly at a certain specific point that's reproducible. If you'd like to know how that eyesight looks, we can talk about that in another video, but it's it's just ordinary eyesight, but greatly improved. It doesn't mean you'll be able to see as well as an eagle, but many aspects of vision can improve terrifically. What's another one? Well, communication abilities. I'm not suggesting I've got amazing communication abilities. However, it used to take me literally an hour to write 2 sentences. But as I worked on this process, my ability to write freed up. And I began in the late 1990s, as I really plunged into this process wholeheartedly, my writing just began to zoom. And I could then write a page in an hour instead of 2 sentences. And then I became able to write a couple pages in an hour. And the writing was more coherent. It made more sense and probably more fun to read. Certainly more fun to read than the really clotted prose that I tried to write years ago that took just painful amounts of time. By the way, as an example of my difficulty in writing, when I was in, when I took one of my first high school classes called Paragraph Development, I flunked it. So I have not had a natural ability or facility to do writing. I really struggled. There's some ways that I had some ability, but I flunked my first high school writing class. So as the image gets super dim, I think we're getting close to signing off here. But just one more little thing. How do you optimize your human operating system? You optimize English if English is primarily what you speak, or whatever language you primarily speak, you optimize it. And how do you do that? You improve the meanings of ordinary words. Think of it this way. Languages give us abilities. However, languages have never been actively and consciously improved. And therein lies the wonder. Because when you improve your operating system, your language, then all bets are off in terms of what you can do.